go live.
Oh my god.
We're going live.
Okay, wait. Do you wanna do the disclaimer?
Oh no, there's kitty people poppers on there.
Oh shit.
Well, anyway, welcome to the AYUC podcast.
What's up, guys?
So we didn't realize there was a 30-second delay, so we're gonna watch that next time we go live. Anyway, this is episode 1. I'm Chris.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Tatiana.
Welcome. So we're 2 third years, and Thomas is a second year here at AYUC. Today we're going to talk about parties. It's going to be more structured than those who listen to the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot was a little unstructured. That was a little bit of a
A
mess.
little bit unstructured, yeah.
It was spontaneous though, and it was a kind of like a starter. Because it's our first time doing any sort of podcast or form of radio, so it was like a beginner's test. So
But that's the beauty about it, you know. The raw
Definitely,
edges
yeah.
make it real artsy.
Exactly.
So anyway, I wanted to open up about last Friday. We had dorm sessions. It was the first dorm sessions for most first years, actually.
Yeah, it was.
That's true. Did you see a lot of first years though? I didn't
I
see
saw
a whole
quite
bunch.
a few during the
you
first
did?
act. Yeah.
Okay.
During the second and third, I was kind of distracted because I was with more second and third years. I didn't see as many first years there, but during the first act, yeah, they came and went. I think a lot of people just, some people kind of unsure about how hot it can be inside the room because it can get crowded.
Wearing sweaters and shit. Yeah, I saw some people like wearing sweaters. And
Oh, that's not a good idea. Not at all. But I can forgive them because it's the first time. I can forgive
And it
them.
is a bit much dorm sessions, especially if it's your first time. It's a lot to take in, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I do quite think so. I think it's how do you call it? A hot box? What do you call it?
Oh, what, like
Like a
hot
sauna.
box? Like a sauna, sure.
Isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Like a sauna.
It's always people are smoking inside of their room. People
That's
are
true.
drinking. People spill beer. It's gonna be slippery, especially at the entrance. I don't know what's up with the entrance. It's always slippery.
Yeah, that's true.
It's barely.
And then the people in the hallway who are just smoking a joint right
Oh,
there.
I was in the hallway.
You were
I've
in the
been
hallway.
chilling out in the hallway for quite a bit, and I don't know whether you saw. I don't think you saw me, but you saw me, and I was wearing.
You were wearing
I
a
wasn't
unicorn
wearing.
onesie.
Exactly, dude.
At that time, I really loved it, but then I look back, I was thinking like, wow, that's bold.
Yeah, it's
Kinda like,
quite an artistic statement,
Yeah.
so to say. Yeah, oh yeah. But just, I wanted to ask you because you said that you were like straight edge. Were you stone cold sober when I walked up to you in my onesie? Or did you have
I
a
did
glass of wine? Or?
No, I didn't have wine. I had an apple cider for pre-drinks and then another beer during the second act, and I didn't drink any more
That's
after
it?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I usually don't go excessive dorm sessions. I'm just part of my character is being super energetic and lively. So I really, for me, I don't think alcohol kind of boosts that. It like makes me more relaxed during like an event, like a party. But I don't need to be.
You
too
don't need
excessive.
it, so to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So during the second and third act, when the performances got more rambunctious and just like it reminded me of either a 10 Things I Hate About You, the last act where they're in like a party scene and they play like punk rock music, and then the third performance was definitely like a full-on like Sex Pistols like
Ooh.
punk concert. I was just super into it.
I can vibe
And
with that
I was
last
with
thing.
great friends around me. I just had an awesome time, and you know, alcohol didn't come into mind, only during the after party, which we'll discuss a bit later.
So this is the party life, and yeah, some things. Did you ever get an email from dorm sessions about the equipment being stolen?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
really
we got an email about some, I think, cables and sound systems being stolen and
Microphones
such.
too.
Yeah, microphones. Yeah.
Yes.
But like that's a pretty heavy thing, right? You don't just take that accidentally with you.
Someone should have seen that, no? Or have you,
Probably, yeah.
or they just leave it in the common room and then
I think
they call it
left
a
it in
day.
the common room. And
I don't mean to be xenophobic or anything, but usually I see some people who are non-AUC. They,
No.
I initially when I got the email, I just was so upset with the dorm sessions team. I really sympathise with them because not only is that equipment so expensive, but it was such a great night. It's a shame that it had to be spoiled the following day with some equipment being stolen.
Such a sour ending.
They're going to take really serious measures because I heard that the police might be coming.
Oh
If
shit,
they don't,
really?
If they don't come,
Yep.
none of the equipment arrives by Tuesday night. then they'll call the police.
Oh my god.
So
okay.
I can't imagine any AUCer taking the equipment. I really can't. I think it's really stupid if anyone did.
No, well,
I wouldn't be
maybe
surprised
not.
if no
Maybe
one
you
did.
can't imagine it, but then again, there's also people who have their laptops stolen when they just put it in the study area, which I sometimes do, and because I trust these people, but maybe there is some, not as trustworthy
Entity.
AUCers walking around. Sure. Let's call it entity. Let's be gender neutral here.
Is entity gender neutral?
Person is gender neutral.
I mean, I always say Your Majesty or Your Highness.
My preferred pronoun is the Right Honourable or His Majesty. Please refer to me as such. No, but this was a pretty typical dorm sessions.
Yeah, I must
I'd say
say
so. Yeah.
I'd say so too. But yeah, my dorm, like my common room is right on the dorm session.
Oh, that's right.
So I always have to be very careful not to leave the door open because people think, oh, it's at the second floor. I should be on the second floor now. Nope, that's my common room, baby boy. Nope, that's my drinks right there. Don't take those. That's my TV, dude.
Wait, you have a TV in your common room? Oh, and never mind. Chris does not have a TV. in
We
his
do
common
not have a TV
We
in our
don't.
common room.
Don't go look for it. Oh, your common room sounds pretty cool.
Otherwise, but if someone steals our TV, we're gonna send out a cheeky email that.
I
like dorm
remember
sessions.
one time during Chris's common room, I planned like 2 years ago. I planned a movie night there because I wanted to scream Blade Runner 2049.
I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember it took us like an hour to set it up because my laptop wasn't working, and so I had to depend on Chris to download the film. But it worked out. Everyone managed to watch the film, and
It was totally legal.
Yeah, we paid for that film, of course.
Totally. Yeah.
We are good law-abiding citizens.
We
all of
support
us.
all creators
That's right.
equally.
That's correct. Because we are creators. We know the pain of creating something and having it pirated.
Wink.
Wink.
going back to the dorm sessions discussion though,
Oh,
after the
right.
final act and when dorm sessions finished, what did you guys do after that?
I did a little more of everything I did before dorm sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I went to an after and then into an after. And the after was the best one, man. It was a little fun.
I was playing video games with my girlfriend.
I mean, that's also fun.
So sweet.
That's also fun,
That is really
You do you. You do you.
You do me.
Yeah, I do you and you do me.
Escalates quickly.
Yeah.
Wow. It always does here on the
Anyway,
AYUC
dorm
podcast.
session is not the only thing about AUC. We also have other parties, such as Solace.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, I didn't go to the first Solace Party event this year, and I do plan to go to the Halloween one, so whoever's listening, you can maybe spot me, like, in
So
the
you're
club.
gonna dress up?
Last year I went, and I really enjoyed it, and actually that was my first Solace, event that I went to, if that makes sense. So I didn't go to any Solace party during the first year, because I just heard mixed reviews about it. So rather than appealing to the majority, I decided to go by myself with some friends during the Halloween party last year, and I really enjoyed it. I dressed up with a friend of mine as a pink lady. The
With
grease
Katya's?
pink lady, yeah.
Oh, actual pink lady.
Yeah, actually pink
nice.
lady. So the jacket, and I had a Jaws t-shirt dress, and that was really cute, with some fishnet tights. And I loved it. I had such a
Getting
great
a little
night.
spice going in there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, why not?
Not afraid to show what your mama gave you.
I mean,
No, I think I'll just go in my unicorn onesie again.
Yeah,
That's just
you can
a
if you
one
want.
size fits all. You know, you can wear it to dorm sessions, to Halloween Solace party,
oh god.
just in class.
The Valentine's Day Solace party wasn't bad either.
Oh god, Valentine's Solace.
I didn't go.
I have some bad memories from that.
Really?
Oh,
I'm
What?
sorry.
Could you elaborate on that? 'Cause-
Oh fuck.
oh.
Actually, we can't curse on the stream, can we? Anyway.
I mean,
So
if
this
you
was
do-
this was Solace Valentine when I was still in my first year. So this was 2 years ago.
when I was but a wee young man.
Yeah, you weren't here yet.
I wasn't here.
No, you're a fucking Zoomer. So
Guilty as charged.
anyway, so I was dating someone before I got to AUC. However, we broke up, and I was still sort of recovering.
recovering just from this mental trauma.
We were dating for like a year, and
okay.
I mean, she let me on the hook for like a whole summer while she was away, and then when she came back, she was like, "Yeah, no." And I was like,
shit.
"Okay."
Okay, so you got some recovery time.
I had some recovery time, and I was like, you know what? Solace party, Valentine's Day seems like a good time to clean my palate. Now, the exam period right before that, I binge watched How I Met Your Mother, all 9 seasons.
Wow.
And
shit, that's a lot of episodes, man.
yeah, no, I was determined to just do what Barney advises.
That's the best relationship advice, right?
Exactly. So
Barney still. Yeah.
So me and a friend, we stood out on this challenge to basically hook up with as far as we're comfortable with as many girls in one night,
Okay.
following from the Souls party. And
What do you mean, wow?
we would rack up points based on how far, which base you went to, and
Tiger
how
points?
many. It's Tiger. Well, not Tiger. We can talk about Tiger points later.
Okay. Because I just got introduced to Tiger points last Friday, and I want to talk about
We
it.
can take that on straight.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Anyway, so we would arrange points by how many and how far you went, and maybe I was a bit more enthusiastic about this than my friend, but so just to keep a long story short, there were some unfamiliar faces here at this party, and this would have been either second years or third years, but these I've never seen, so I assumed they were just people from outside, friends who came with, or not in AUC at all. And of course, as I was acting like the barnacle I am, I used a fake name. So
Okay,
Whoa,
alright.
That's quite unethical, actually.
it is really unethical. I'm quite ashamed of it.
Man, it's...
Anyhow, so with any girl, of course, you're on the dance floor. There was a girl. She was kind of tipsy, and she was dancing. She came towards me. We started dancing together, and then we hit it off.
Just a little
on
tap and
the-
go, nut and go,
on the stairwell.
ejaculate and
I
evacuate.
still no. I still remember that moment when I was making out with this girl on the stairwell, and then Ksenia, she was walking down with a group of friends, and she saw my face. And I introduced myself to this girl who was hooking up with as Victor. So she looked up and she saw my face, and she was like, because we were in the same family for intro week, she was like, "Oh, Christian," and I was just like, I mean, it's a good thing the girl was with her back towards her, because I opened my eyes and I was just like, "Move aside, Dad, just move on." So.
Keep walking, nothing to see here.
So of course I spent my first hour doing this with that one girl, and I was like, okay, it's time to move to the next one, you know, like.
All right, you gotta keep moving.
The thing was, she started reaching for my pants, and I was like, not here. It's a bit uncomfortable with that. So
Chris is a cold killer. He says, not here, babe. No.
Okay.
No touch, only look.
and then another dick move was. There was these 2 girls, and then. Took her to the bar because I wanted to get something to drink, and they wanted gin tonics, and I was like, okay, sure, 2 gin tonics for them, and then I whispered to the bartender, water for me.
Oh wow, man, that's so you. I'll just have a water and 2 gin tonics.
Hey, I was young, I was knowing bad.
A wee young lad.
I just got introduced to sandwiches. So
Oh, Jesus Christ. What age were you? 4? 5? I just got introduced. Guys, let me tell you about sandwiches, alright?
Oh, fuck off, you Zoomer, you know what I'm talking about.
Alright, Jesus Christ.
The don't touch the table. Anyway, so
I mean, that sounds exciting.
no, here's the problem. So then another girl came, and they didn't want. I was at 3 girls anyway, so I called it a night.
Not to brag or anything.
Not too brag.
No, but here's the thing. Next day, I come to the university. Of course, it's February, right? I didn't account for the possibility of there being Feb starters. So I come into the AB building at 9, and on the first floor, there's a couple girls sitting there, and it's the 3 girls that I met last night. And one of them starts waving at me and says,
Oh shit.
"Hi, Victor."
Oh,
And I'm like,
fuck.
So I put my hood on and I'm just walking up the stairs.
Well, you just ignore them. Like, I don't know you. You don't know me.
I mean, I admire your courage in actually speaking out about this.
I mean,
because
I spent my whole month instead of studying on the second floor in my room.
Man. Well, I respect your honesty, Chris. That's good.
I'm not proud of it. It was really
We've all been through awkward situations, like within AUC.
Yeah, within AUC. Sure.
Within AUC, either at a party or in the
Probably.
dorms.
And this is why kids, you don't act like the barnacle. It's fiction.
I
mean, karma did bite you in the back, isn't it?
I've been taking. Oh, no. Let's not say it.
Oh.
I probably shouldn't say it.
Okay, if it's any substance that you're not supposed to take, you just say sandwiches. That's how it works.
Okay, sure.
Because that could refer to snacks.
Or you can
Right.
say it in Dutch.
Oh, right.
Or gummy drops.
Because Dutch and English are so far apart. You can't. When I say cocaine, you don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh.
Which I didn't take, by the way, Mom. If you're listening, I'm a good Christian boy.
He just listened to Eric Clapton a lot. Cocaine.
Exactly. That's it. Music cleanses your soul.
Eric Clapton. All right, keep going. So you were sniffing down some paracetamols.
Now you're making it worse, Chris.
I shouldn't be laughing. I do not.
I do not condone
this.
the use of
behavior.
cocaine.
Oh,
I mean sandwiches.
Whoa, we forgot a disclaimer. We're no longer affiliated with AUC in any way.
Yeah,
So,
that's probably important too.
Also, if you get triggered, you should have probably clicked away 15 minutes.
Oh, they did. They clicked away. They're gone.
Anyhow, keep
No, I want to hear a juicy story from
don't change the
Tatiana.
subject.
I want to... Please.
I mean,
Save me.
Get
out of this mess.
Let's go to the UC stories. Tatiana.
wow, I'm in the hot seat right now. Okay, so when I started AUC, I recently ended a relationship with a guy that I was dating for around a year, and it was a long distance relationship. And it was really nice for the time it lasted, and it ended not entirely mutually, but not because of disloyalty. We were far apart and had different goals. So I started AUC just trying to clear my mind and start over.
Clean slate.
And I met a ton of wonderful people, and I still have a lot to learn, and I still have many more people to meet within AUC. I had a huge crush on somebody that I worked with in my group project once during AWS.
Scandalous.
And things didn't work out from there. And to this day, it's always been a little bit... it's what's the word? So.
But they know. They know now.
Yeah, I tried to. We were friends for some time, and then I approached him and asked, "Hey, maybe we could try." You know, it didn't work out. So I thought it was around 2 weeks afterwards, and I said, let's just be friends, you know, because it's not working out, and
So at
he
least you made a friend.
wasn't interested in keeping the friendship either. So that ended, and that was disappointing. So now I'm just kind of thinking about my well-being. I've been studying a lot, making friends, and if it's meant to be, it will be. It's not the most juicy gossip because I haven't dated anybody from AUC yet. I just wanted to get to know everybody during the first year. So that's why second and third year was more promising, because I already knew everybody or the majority of people. And over time you gain more confidence and have a higher self-esteem.
But that's fine, you know. It's like
Definitely.
you gotta work on yourself as well. You gotta treat yourself.
I've had some I respect everybody, and it's. I'm not going to.
Even when they're in hookup culture. Because, by the way, I constantly hear this.
Yeah.
Like in AUC, there's such hookup culture, man. So many people. I don't really see that.
I actually did research on this one.
You did?
For QRM for a whole semester.
Oh, and what were the findings?
Well, to conclude, of course, anyone will be anonymous. Anyhow, so just a general gist. Compared to American colleges, We actually have a pretty healthy hookup culture here.
Healthy as in it's higher up. It's more than.
No. It's more like
US?
no, because there's different motivations on hookup culture.
Oh,
So
okay.
some are because of group pressure or wanting to prove yourself or asserting a place in society. While ours here is more about sexual expression and sexual freedom
Okay.
and exploration of the self.
But there still is this hookup culture. Then,
Oh,
you would
no,
say.
there definitely is.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a hookup culture here. However, there's two important points that I got from this study. Is that whilst this is true, there's actually 3 points. People, when it comes to the dangers of hookups, here we look at emotions and emotional hurt, because people often said, well, I don't want to hurt anybody in the process, and emotionally, that is. So we look a lot at the mental state of it, which is good. However, one thing we lack in still is sexual safety, because people here often forget the fact that a condom is also used to prevent STDs, not only pregnancy.
Okay.
And the major attention, because when you ask people why do you use a condom, it's always because I don't want to get pregnant or those type of things. And any other activities in which STDs can be involved, they don't look at.
Okay.
And so it's very important to keep this communication up and about, because I think STDs do go around the dorms. It's a thing. I would like further study to conduct on the networking between hookups, but that's something for someone else.
Okay.
Anyway, another one is.
But so we can safely say now that, or at least from your point of view, there's a hookup.
There is indeed a hookup culture.
Because I
It's
wouldn't
just,
totally
safety
agree with
on
that.
STDs and such.
Okay.
And also another one is that once a hookup has taken place in AUC, so let's say I hook up with someone, it goes around really fucking fast.
What, the news or?
Is
The
hookup
news.
culture
Yeah.
more prevalent during the first year?
During the first year, definitely.
And then the second and third year kind of goes down?
It's a different type of hookup culture.
Right.
As in the beginning, it's a lot of interconnected in just the community as a hookup culture. However, once one message goes round about you hooking up with someone in AUC, we notice that a lot of people then tend to hook up with people outside of AUC. So the use of social networks such as Tinder and Baidu and those type of platforms actually goes up significantly, and people start hooking up with people around Amsterdam in dorms, which is also a concern, because then we get strangers into the dorms and we don't know much about
We're all xenophobic and
I mean,
discriminatory. We don't want the strangers here.
The problem
Get
comes
out.
when these students hand out a magnet key to these strangers.
Oh, that's right. And then people
And
just get
then,
in.
yeah, exactly. Because then the
Okay.
magnet key goes round, because then they just let their friends in. And
That reminds me
That's
of
a
a
problem.
case when I had a birthday party during the first year. So I just turned 19 and I had a friend of mine, she's no longer in AUC. She brought this random stranger over to the party. It was in my bedroom. And it was one of the exchange rooms, so space was large, it's the size of a common room. And if you push all the furniture back towards the walls, you could fit around 40 people inside.
Oh, that's a
for
big
a party,
room.
so quite a big room. And she brought this random guy over, and I think he already had a lot to drink, and he was already coming on to me. I didn't feel comfortable. She kind of changed her personality and behavior when she was around him, in the sense that when I got to know her, she was not that experienced in like habits such as smoking and drinking. But with him, she went a bit over the board, and it's a bit more concerning if they start
like trying to prove themselves.
Yeah, because they don't have much experience to begin with, and then when they have a taste of it, they escalate, or it escalates, they go a bit too far. So this guy, he wasn't from the uni, and he was a boyfriend of a friend of hers. And it was just those two together at the party, and he was coming on to me. And so I was just like, put my 2 feet on the ground, say, hey, I don't know you, you shouldn't do this, you're not, move away, please. I was being polite, didn't want to cause controversy or to just, be dramatic about it. But after the party ended, and I'll keep it all personal because it's not a pretty situation what happened afterwards. But clearly, like, there is some caution to take when you bring, like, because she was 19 and he was in his mid-20s.
Oh.
So,
Okay. That's kind of creepy.
yeah, it was a little bit suspicious. I was a little bit suspicious.
We make it sound like parties is all.
No, these
rape
are
and
just the
hookup,
extreme cases. I mean,
parties
this
at
is
AUC
all
are
a bit
fun, right?
I
They can
love
be very
parties
fun.
in AUC.
I remember
in general.
holding a party on the 4th floor with all the 4-person rooms at 1910 and such.
Yeah.
And we put all the doors open of every single room.
I was there.
And we had
That
a
was a
giant
good
floor
day.
party.
That was a great day.
That was fun.
You know what was weird though? One of the rooms just had YouTube on for music.
Yeah.
So then sometimes this ad would just blast. You know?
Yeah, no, it was
For like an ad for yogurt by Campina. Like nieuw van Campina. Fla and yoghurt and fucking, I don't know.
Oh my god.
They were
It
devout
reminds
believers
you
of
if you play like a
capitalism.
Spotify playlist without having premium.
Exactly.
And then the adverts come
Yeah,
in
every once in a
between.
while, buy Spotify Premium, you cheap fuck. Exactly
Yeah.
that. So I just installed ad blocker there. It was a weird night. It was a good night nonetheless.
And then to not exclude, of course, we're gonna have Oktoberfest today,
Oh,
later this evening
right, in
at Maslow. Yeah, we also had a lot of parties and things at Maslow, right?
Yeah, but I usually just go there for
fun.
football, you know.
I
Football
like,
and beer.
yeah, the
It's a great
football
combination.
and the pub quizzes are the reasons like I go to Maslow events. But sometimes I go there with friends to have either coffee or after class, and you reunite with like a group of people.
Do you think the hanging plants are fake?
Sorry?
Do you think the hanging
The
plants?
hanging plants are definitely fake.
Yeah.
Are they okay? Because I was like, we were in a
Otherwise, the
15
smell
minute.
of its decomposition would really permeate.
But then they should have to take care of them, right?
They
Like
wouldn't be able
water
to
them.
reach, unless they had a ladder.
Or they have a giant pipe with a tiny air.
Oh,
Or a-
that.
or a
I was thinking more of
hose,
like a
isn't it?
drone
Just-
with a bucket.
And like a
underneath,
giant
and then you
straw,
can just-
you know.
Oh, just the straw and just
Like
push
a
it
swan,
out.
exactly. Just sip some water and just push it down.
Oh, dude. Or with some, super soakers, and then like try and aim and shoot within there.
The Polder's underrated as well. I think a Polder can be a little underrated.
It's
I haven't
nice that they have a
eaten-
terrace, but the food is not fantastic. The food is nothing
I've
to write
only
home about.
had drinks there. I remember one time I took a sociology course, and we had a little meet up in Polder at the end of the final class. Oh, that was nice.
Maybe we should at some point also have a little meetup at Polder.
Maybe one day for a new podcast episode.
Man, that's
isn't
great.
it?
Maybe we could record the next one in Polder. I don't think they would agree. with
No,
that.
in Polder you have those tiny spaces, the ones with the flippy doors.
Okay.
We could definitely do something at Polder.
Let's just sneak in and see how long it takes before we, they ask us to
No,
leave.
it's fine because I recorded music there before.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, coming soon.
Next episode.
Coming.
From Polder.
That's a great segue, by the way, to us. Rounding it off, I guess, ending it.
Exactly. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
My name's Chris. I'm a third year from economics. I forgot to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Thomas, introducing myself at the end of the podcast. Economics, politics major, going strong.
Yeah.
And best for last, I'm Tatiana. I'm a third
Wink.
year humanities major, mainly focusing on literature and a little bit of sociology and art history too.
Right, thanks for tuning in. And I guess we now end this stream.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Rounding it off, I guess, ending it.
Exactly. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
My name's Chris. Oh, you want me to press the button?
What's up, man? Yes. Obvious. Economics, politics major.